Good evening, everybody. It's once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight we're going to update a video that I did a long time ago, and this is going to be about the Uniform Resource Locator. Okay? Now, before I begin, I'm probably one of the rare few YouTube personalities on the YouTube platform that will never go, "Oh, please, 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 please like my video, and if you would be ever so kind as to subscribe to my channel, which will cause all my videos to be shared all over the platform." Let me tell you something. That ain't gonna work, and I'll tell you why. Because YouTube cannot determine what they need to determine, which is whether my videos are keeping you guys on their platform by the use of the like buttons and the subscribe buttons. Okay? Now, why do these people tell you this? Well, number one, it extends the watch time on their videos, which I'll tell you a little later why that would have an effect. But anyway, the other thing is that the like button itself, you could flip through things all day long, just go like. It's not going to tell YouTube anything, okay? Now, as for the subscribe button, that's a little different story. Have you noticed that when you hit the subscribe button now, this little menu pops up and it sets your bell notifications? There you go. That's why they're telling you that. Now, the bell notifications might tell YouTube something about how popular your channel is, and they might want to share your videos because of it. Okay? But what will cause YouTube to share your videos? Well, there are two things you can... Well, first of all, if people like you who are watching these videos right now were to copy the URL of the video and share it on a different social media platform like Facebook, what used to be Twitter, now is X, Gab, you got Truth Social, Instagram, Threads, whatever you want to share it on, that would get your video shared more. Okay? Number two, when you increase the watch time of the video, then YouTube gets an indication that people are actually watching the whole thing and not just watching bits or pieces and jump cutting through everything in your video. So that is a good indication. The other thing you could do, okay, is you can leave very nice comments in the comments section below. And what that tells them is you were engaged, you watched, you replied, you really liked the content that you were watching, and that helps your ratings as well. So really what you really want to do if you want to increase, if you want to motivate YouTube to share your videos more often, watch the videos all the way through. Well, not you, but I mean your audience needs to watch the videos all the way through, increasing the watch time of every single one of your videos, or have them leave the nice comments in the comment section below so that YouTube can see for themselves that, gee, this is a video we want to share all over the platform. And there you go. And another thing I need to mention real quick before we resume our video is that I have published 5 Kindle books. They're $5 a piece. If you want a copy of any of these Kindle books, just leave me a comment in the comment section below and I'll send you a hyperlink to my latest book, which you now can see on the screen. And then from there you can find my other 4 Kindle books, and there will be more Kindle books coming soon. It's all up to you. Buy them and let me know what you think about them. Alright, on to the video. Okay, let's begin, shall we? Approximately 15 years ago, I uploaded a video on this very topic. I decided that the resolution of that video was poor, and because of that, I will once again present this topic, but I will include more details in this video than I did on the last one, okay? Have you ever thought about the United States Postal Service when you think about this topic? I think you should. Every computer in the world has a unique address. And the same is true with any resource that is connected to the internet. So, every text document, every photo, every video, they all have web addresses, okay? And that also includes routers have an address, and so do actual computers themselves. They have addresses. So what is an actual resource? Well, again, I have to say, resources are documents, photos, videos, anything that you consume on the internet, you know, banners, you name it, they're all resources. Okay, and every one of these resources, whether it be a music file, a video file, a document, whatever, they all have web addresses. Okay? Alright, now let's go back to the year 1982. Several universities had created private computer networks. Each network had its own address. Each computer on the network had its own address, and each resource stored on those computers had their own address. But the time had come to link these university network computers together. Okay? So what was the problem? The problem was that these computer networks had unique protocols. Okay? They weren't universally accepted. Okay? This is why I was talking about the network protocol and the transmission control protocol. You remember all those videos I did a while back? This is why. Okay? Computers that weren't already connected to these networks didn't recognize the protocols of these university networks. They just didn't. And if this problem was just localized to computer networks, the computers that were on the networks and the resources on the computers in the network, then a simple solution could have been created. But there was a larger problem lurking just beyond the horizon. And that problem involved electronic mail, which is called email. The exact details of this problem can be found in a web article. I've included a hyperlink to that web article down here in the description box of this video. You can read it for yourself. I will tell you what I've learned from this web article, and then I will allow you to do extra research on the topic. Okay? The ARPANET had its own network control protocol, but in 1982 it had plans to switch to the transmission control protocol. Why was this transmission control protocol so important? It had to do with something called a hierarchy. Now, what is a hierarchy? It's sort of like military ranks. You have your privates, you have your sergeants, you have your lieutenants, you have your colonels, etc., etc., and you go all the way up, and I didn't say those in any particular order, but I'm just saying that everything had a rank. Okay? Alright? Domain names have a simpler hierarchy. First you have the first you have the ID of the router that's going to take you to the computer, which has the resource that you want. Then you have the ID of the computer that actually has the resource, and then you have an ID of the actual resource itself. But there's more to it than that. There is, if you're going to discuss this topic, you have to refer to something, a computer called the PDP-11. Okay? And in this web article, the computer known as a PDP-11 was actually discussed. Alright? What can I say about the PDP-11? For starters, I can say that the letters PDP are actually an acronym for a Program Data Processor. It's the first time you actually hear the term data processor. That was long before I became a data processor. Well, not that long before I became, but it was a while back. I was officially declared a data processor in 1989. This was developed almost a decade earlier. Okay? And as I just stated, this is a mini computer. Okay? The PDP-11 was a mini computer. It was not a microcomputer. It was a mini computer. It could store information on paper tape, and it could connect to an ASR33 teletype for output purposes. Okay? Now, if you're not familiar with the word teletype, if you ever watched the television program WKRP in Cincinnati, okay, watch what the newscaster in that television show uses to get his information for his news reports. Okay? And you get it. Several computer programs use this mini computer to create the Unix operating system and the C programming language. That's a lot. If I read this web article correctly, the PDP-11 was used to find computers that stored resources that people needed. For instance, if a university in those days had 10 computers connected to the PDP-11 device, or the computer, okay, it's a PDP-11 computer, and let's say one of the 10 computers had a document about the 1929 stock market crash stored on it, then a computer using the transmission control protocol could instruct the PDP-11 to connect to the university computer with the document about the 1929 crash. Basically, the university turned their PDP-11 into a modern switchboard. Okay, and I'm going to do my best to show you how that would work. Okay, let's hope I get this right. So you have the PDP-11, then you have wires like this. Here's computer A, B, and the resource Okay, so you have your PDP-11, you have your computers A, B, and C, and this 1929 stock market crash document is stored on this one. There's complicated. Now, all of this transmission control protocol stuff finally led to the creation of the domain name service, which I discussed previously in a previous video. The original name of the Uniform Resource Locator was the Universal Resource Locator. So at that time, what was included in the Uniform Resource Locator? Well, as I stated before, many universities were using the PDP-11 mini computers that were connected to a 56 kilobyte modem. So the URL would have the name of the PDP-11 and they'd have the telephone number of the 56K modem. Okay, that was bare bones basic there. Now, then it would have, like I said, it had the telephone number of the 56K modem, the name of the PDP-11 computer, and then the name of the computer that would actually have the resource, and then of course the name of the resource. And if this particular resource was password protected, the PDP-11 would have to match what you're sending to it in the line of a username and password to the actual username and password that was connected to that resource. Now, I'm hoping that all the stuff I just explained to you is very helpful. If you have any questions, you can leave them down here in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Okay? And if you want to know more information about the PDP-11 and how the computer networks work and all whole 9 yards, you're more than welcome to travel across the internet and get as much information as you want. Alright? I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned.